everyone. I've got some goodies for you today. I'm gonna put you all on game. I'm gonna put you on game. I'm gonna share some insights, behind the scenes stuff that you can apply to your business, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm doing it. But hang on here for a couple, about 30 more seconds till we get live on all platforms, and I'm gonna get right into this, man. This is something that I'm doing. I've just felt called to do randomly, and that is just to share insights, to share game. And I've been dropping gems. If y'all have been following on Substack, you know, Substack's been like unfiltered, giving it to you straight, right? So if you're not subscribing to my Substack yet, please subscribe to the Substack. All right, that's where unfiltered, long form content, it's all there, and with a focus on education, with a focus on real life, real world experiences, what's going on right now. And it's just not Ronell's journal. This isn't Ronell's platform for just ranting and raving. No, it's for sharing the journey and actionable takeaways and education, direction, learning. I am leading in a lot of areas in terms of sales and business development. And what I mean by leading, it means that I'm in it every single day. I'm doing things that I'm piloting that are things that a lot of folks maybe are afraid to do or don't have the resources to do. I'm doing it. I'm doing it because it's my job to do it for number one. I'm doing it because I am an entrepreneur like many of you out there. So I'm not just some guy that's talking the talk and not walking the walk. Oh, I'm absolutely walking the walk. So it's that part of it. And it's also it makes me a better servant to my clients, makes me a better servant to my students, right? How can I talk about things that I don't know anything about, or that I just know from afar, or that I've heard from somebody else? And quite frankly, in this information age, that's what a lot of people are doing, because they can watch a YouTube video, they can watch somebody like me on something like this, and then formulate opinions, strong opinions, without actually getting their hands dirty. That's not where it's at. So I get my hands dirty every single day. I'm in the trenches. I'm in the mud, as they say, and I want to bring you all along for that journey, and not just as an audience to what it is that I'm doing, but in a way to where I can help and educate you and share these things that I'm learning so that you can apply them in your business. So let's get straight into it. I'm not going to waste your time today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to get down and dirty. We're going to be quick and fast. I'm going to pull back the curtain on what it is that I'm doing. So many of you are aware of the $1 Million Blueprint. In fact, so many that I'm getting emails, I'm getting direct messages every single day. So that tells me that we're doing something right. But I want to share with you the evil. I don't want to. That's too strong of a thing to say. We'll just say I want to share with you the intention. I want to share with you the method to my madness, so to speak. Okay. So again, for those of you that have seen the $1 Million Blueprint, and I'm getting messages, and I'm getting emails every day, and one of the questions that you're asking me, does my TSD? And by the way, if you're not in Technology Channel, doesn't matter. You need to watch this, because this is going to put you on game. Okay. And part of me giving you guys all this is not only to help you in your world, but I'm letting you know how I think. You see, when people hire me when they retain me to help their companies, or when they purchase licenses to my content, to my courses to train their people, y'all have to know the brain that's behind it, because the brain that's behind it goes into every single thing that comes out of my company. Everything that has my name attached to it, whether it again be courses, content that I'm creating, or the companies that I'm working with. Y'all get to tap into this. And so I'm sharing this with you so you know how I think, again, the intention that goes behind everything that we do. And you get a better idea of the full package. Some people might be afraid of doing stuff like this. know many people are afraid, oh, I don't want to share the secret sauce. I have zero fears about that. Zero. Do you know why? Because the true secret sauce is up here. You might be able to replicate, take some tactics and things, that are, folks that are competitors might be able to take some of that from me, but you can't take this brain. So I'm 100% secure in what it is that I bring to the table, 100% secure in how I serve my clients and how I serve my students. All right. So the $1 Million Blueprint. This is the first of its kind. This is and I will put, man, talk about $1 million. I'll put I don't have $1 million to put down on a bet, but if I did have $1 million to put down on a bet, I'd put it down right now. There has never been anything as comprehensive as this and as targeted for technology advisors. Never, never, ever. And there's a reason for that, because nobody has the breadth of experience that I have in all of these different areas to bring to the table. Not only as a very successful agent for many, many years, started my first agency in 2004. A lot of y'all don't know that, okay? Not only that, not only the fact that I've built multiple brands that have served the technology channel and software companies and telecom companies, technology companies successfully. Not only that, not only is it that I have curriculum that I have built that is serving, as of last week, 153,000 students. 153,000, okay, that are learning from my content, that are in you name it, the biggest brands on the planet have people that are in sales, have people that are learning from my content. I see it every single day. I get these notifications all the time. It's not only that. It's not the fact that I've been an entrepreneur for 25 years. It's all of it. It's the congruence of all of that experience, of touching the technology channel from all these different areas, of serving every single community in it, whether it's as a consultant and marketer, sales strategist, an agent. I've seen it in ways that most folks have never seen it holistically. And I have the experience and the training to build curriculum and education that gives outcomes. Okay? That's why I'm the guy for this. All right. That out the way. Many of you have been hitting me up and you've been asking me questions. Hey, does my TSD you've been asking me, even though the website directs you to ask them, but they ask me, does my TSD have access? Does my TSD access? Here is what I'm about to tell y'all, okay? The honest to God truth, and there's a reason for this. The $1 Million Blueprint was, and again, this is what y'all are all going to take away from this for your business. Insight into Ronell's brain. $1 Million Agency Blueprint was launched the 1st of this month. It was released. And when it was released, we had a strategy. We had a focus. Our strategy is ultimately to have TSD participation, to have technology company and supplier participation. We want them to serve the audience that they care the most about, or you should care the most about, which is your agents, which is your consultants, which is your MSPs, your VARs, the folks that are selling your products, the folks that right now are a community that is underserved as it relates to education, okay? No shade, but most of the companies that I just mentioned there, they provide some level of training, but it's mostly product-centric training. It's not business building. It's not sales. It's not entrepreneurship. They're not answering the questions that you need, TAs, MSPs, VARs, to build and grow your business. So that's why we created this. So the gap in the industry, and just follow me, this is all gonna make sense in a minute. The gap in the industry is that these trusted advisors, technology advisors, consultants, agents, whatever you want to call them, have a need. I know because I'm in that community every single day and have been for 25 years, have a need for education, have an education that's around building their business, that's around sales, that's around marketing, all of these things that they need to help them to take their agency, to take their consultancy from where it is now to 7 figures plus. But those are skill sets that these other entities that they can't provide. They don't have the expertise to. The best that they can usually do is provide some product-centric training. This is not a knock, this is just a fact. So enter the $1,000,000 blueprint. So most of you would say, hey, well, great, awesome. So now you offer it to the technology consultant community, MSPs, VARs. Yes, but what we've chosen to do, and I think is a much smarter approach, is to offer it through the companies that are the TSDs, that are the suppliers, that are the software companies, that are the telecom companies, giving you an opportunity, one, to truly serve your agents, your consultants, your TAs at a higher level, to not only give them education that is going to help them to, will help to expedite their success and help them to sell more of your product, but to build affinity for you and your brand, because you've now provided something of real value. If you think product-centric training in itself is great value, it's not. They can get that anywhere. They really can. What separates is this sort of thing that we're teaching in this course, this sort of intimate knowledge that they need. And you supply that to them in a way that they're not getting from anywhere else. That's going to help you to not only, again, build and grow their business, but build and grow your relationship with them. Okay, so here is Ronell's, how my brain thinks. So rather than focus on trying to sell the product to all the trusted advisors and technology consultants and technology advisors out there, I said, no, we're going to offer it. We're going to make them aware of it, and then drive the demand from them to the TSDs and the suppliers. And just like I planned, it's working exactly that way. They have the bigger budgets, so I am solving a problem for two separate entities, okay? Your front level, the ones that are going to take this course, their problem is they have no education around business building. They have no education that's not biased or coming from sources that are really that are very informed into their specific unique journey. Okay, bias being in that any sort of training usually comes from a company that wants you to just sell their product, and it's super product centric. And the other side of that is, if there's anything that's out there, it's not built by people who build curriculum for a living, people who understand how to deliver learner outcomes. And lastly, that have lived the journey, specifically lived the journey that we're taking you on this. All right. So what we did when we launched is, again, awareness, community awareness. No selling, done zero selling. We've done zero, you heard me right. So when you ask me which one does my TSD have it, as of today, we do not have one TSD. That's not bad. That's by design. I've done zero outreach to any of my contacts at TSDs. Why? Because I wanted to make sure that there was awareness in the community first. Awareness and enable, and this is the part of the intelligence behind what we've done, and enable the community. So I'm gonna go to the page where you will see, create enablement tools on our site to help the community to activate our buyer, the TSDs, the technology companies, the suppliers. See, as opposed to, hey, buy this, which some TAs will, but it's not a cheap product, and it shouldn't be. This is quality. There's 17 modules in there here. There are SOPs in here. There are tools. There are templates all in here. But I understand sometimes it's challenging to make that sort of investment. So anyway, what we've done here is you'll see clear. If you guys go to the website, milliondollar-agency-blueprint.com, you'll see all these clear call to actions that enable the learner to reach out to, or for us to reach out on, even on their behalf, to their TSD, to their supplier, to get them access. Okay. So again, my strategy was to drive the demand from the audience that they care the most about. The audience they care the most about, well, it's clearly the agents, the folks that are going to sell your stuff. And they're driving the demand right now. So the second part of our strategy, once the demand has started to be driven, is to now do the outreach to TSDs. By the way, you have a specific TSD supplier, whatever, that you need to get this platform through, just let us know. Okay, you can do it through the website, you can shoot me a DM, whatever. However is the easiest way for you to communicate that, let me know. But that was the first part of the strategy. Again, I'm putting you guys on game. Who does this? Who really pulls the curtain back? I do. Anyway, so this was the first part of the strategy, okay? As an entrepreneur, as a salesperson, we have to think about what the problems that we're solving. We have to think about what problems are we solving for and how do we make ourselves easy to do business with. So this is the first part of it. The problem that I'm solving for is one, with these two audiences. The first is that the student at the student level, they have no education like this, okay, to help them to scale up their businesses. They don't know how to build SOPs. They don't have the templates for, they're not building scalable businesses. A lot of the folks that are most successful in our businesses have built lifestyle businesses, and that lifestyle business goes away the minute they go away. They can't sell the business because they are the business. They're exchanging time for money. So this teaches them how to get out of that. Second problem is providing content for suppliers, for TSDs, that serves their agent community at a higher level and builds affinity. All right? That's how you separate, by building affinity, meaning they got to feel something. There's emotional connection. All right? When you teach a man how to fish, there's an emotional connection. You give me a fish, thank you, appreciate it. I'm hungry the next day, and I'll forget that you gave me a fish yesterday. But when you teach me, that'll never go anywhere. Okay? Now here's the next part of this. So those are two problems that we solved for those two audiences. So the next problem is, okay, so say X supplier, X TSD now signs a deal with $1 Million Blueprint for X amount of licenses, 100 licenses for their agent community. Okay, it's a lot of licenses. We can 10, 15, 20, whatever it is. So now what? You just give them a license and let them go? Is that how it works? No. We take it a step further, because in business, we have to think about not only solving problems, but we got to think about how we can be as easy to do business with as possible, and how to remove friction. Okay, so I'm going to show you how you remove friction, or rather how we remove friction. All this is designed to help to, what I'm doing right now is just to inspire you guys, just tell you how I think. So those that might consider me for consulting, might consider me for teaching your staff, this is what you get with me. Okay, all right, let me show you this. Bam. So what did we do? Well, we created a client launch kit, a partner kit, and I'm going to show you what this is designed to do to make it easy for the marketers. Because, once the channel chief says, hey, listen, yes, love what Ronell's doing, we need 50 licenses for our agents. Well, then your marketing lead, has to say, okay, well, gosh, well, how do we get this out? What's the mechanism, and how do we track it, and so on and so forth, right? And that gets That's a whole nother task. That's a whole nother job. Well, guess what? I don't want you to have to deal with that. Make sure I put the right. So what we've done here is created, I don't even remember my own password for it, it's created an enablement kit for you. Okay, so whether it's your VP, whether you're a channel chief, whether you're a channel director, whether you're whatever, we've made it as easy as possible for one, for you to distribute your licenses and for you to track the who's accepting them, when they're accepting them, and all that sort of thing. So the first thing that you'll notice, this is the partner dashboard, really simple. The partner dashboard, this is where you already through the back end assigned your codes. You don't have to mess around with codes or anything. Whatever your licenses are, we put it in the back end, and those licenses get assigned to your company. And then you just simply either add participants one by one, or you import a CSV. Simple as that. And then the system will automatically send the invitations to them, and it will keep sending that invitation on a cadence until they until they use their code. Okay. And we've got built-in trackers in here, so you can see the adoption, right? Which you can report back to your team. You know, the seats purchased, you know, the seats assigned, you know, what's been activated. You can see the progress of the assignments. You can see activation progress. You can see all of these. That we're trying to keep it, make sure that it's simple for you, because you don't need a whole nother job, nor want a whole nother job managing this stuff. We just want it to be something that's easy for you to execute. All right. So again, I'm letting you guys into thinking how my brain works, right? And how I work with clients. And so, and how you can take some of the stuff that I do and apply it to your business. Think about what problems I'm solving for. And by problems, I mean business outcomes. What, that's what's more important than anything. That's something that we sometimes we miss, is tying those problems, because a problem is cool, but the bigger the problem we're solving and correlating that to a business outcome, that's how you're going to be successful. What does it mean? When we fix this, it means what, right? Okay. And then frictionless, being easy to do business with. So for us, when we contract licenses for whatever company, whatever TSD, they're going to get assigned, but we'll go into our admin tool, plug all your information in. By the way, your version of this will be customized, which can also include your logo and everything. So when you go in there, boom, 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 you upload the folks that you want assigned licenses, and then our back end takes care of all the rest. There are some, if you want to plug some things into your own marketing automation tool, we've got templates for all of your copy that you can use there, from Slack to email so we've got all those learner communications, built in there. I've got a manager toolkit that's built in this too, so that we're arming them up with as much information as you want or don't whatever. It's up to you. There are downloads here. You can see a bunch of downloads that are also included in this: an admin checklist, some enrollment SOP, participant CSVs, bunch of stuff. So whatever you think you might need, it is there. And last but not least, there's, you can always email my team for questions, but we also have an AI tool that's integrated in this bad boy. So an AI tool that can answer, boop, any of the questions that you may have, right? Super quick. FAQs. So yeah, again, what I want you guys to take from this is, one, if you haven't asked your favorite supplier for access to this, or your favorite TSD for access to this, make sure you do that. Secondly, what you can take away for your business is think about, how easy am I to do business? This is also an example of how you leverage technology to be easy to do business with. Okay. Right now, there's a lot of technology adoption, and just for the sake of adopting technology, and we're not necessarily thinking about customer outcomes. I am keenly aware of that. Keenly aware. Jesus Christ, I said that. I made a new word. Let's go with that. but I'm keenly, oh my God. It's been a long day and I haven't eaten yet, so I should probably do that. Anyway, so I am very much aware of that, and that's what is part of my DNA, is thinking about outcomes, right? And this is what a lot of folks that are consulting on various things, whether it be sales, marketing, they're not always looking at, and it's not to their fault, just the way that we're wired. We think about our part of the business or whatever. We think about our machine and producing XYZ. That's it. I am outcomes oriented. I reverse engineer everything. I think about what is the outcome that I need, what is the outcome that my client needs, what is the outcome that my student needs, and then I start there and reverse engineer that. That's at the heart of all of my training and education. It's at the heart of all of my consulting. This is what I do. All right. So, in leveraging this technology and all the technologies that we're all now adopting, sometimes we're just using the tech for the sake of using the tech, and we're not thinking we're losing the customer outcome. We're losing what a successful outcome looks like in our business, or a successful outcome for our client. And we end up creating noise more noise or creating barriers. This is a perfect example of how you serve your client at a higher level. I created the partner kit not just for shits and giggles. I created it to create a solution to a problem that the adopters or the managers of these programs would have. Okay, their issue is, well, how do I get it out? How do I track it? How can I report? Because if I'm asking somebody, if I'm asking the company to invest, 10, 15 grand into this, well, doggone it, I better help them to get the outcome that they want. And guess what? The outcome that they want it's not just that, that they were able to get these licenses out. The outcome that they want is business. They want a return on that investment. So the way that this is built, the way that the course is built, it's all built to get ROI, to get the outcomes. So even when you go through the curriculum, it's built in a way to where we're focused on outcomes, getting that revenue, the structure, the flow, everything is built to lead us to revenue. Because if it isn't, then what are we doing? But see, that's the sort of intention. I wanted to kind of get you guys in my head and how I think. That's the sort of an intention that not a lot of folks put into this stuff. And that's the difference between an amateur and a professional, a novice and a professional. Oh, I'm a professional. I know what the hell I'm doing. I know why I'm doing it, and I know who I'm doing it for. So I wanted to give you guys some insight. And again, like I said, pardon me, like I said at the top of this thing, some folks might be like, man, giving up the goods, man, giving up the whatever, the magic. No, I'm not. I'm just telling you tactics. The magic's here. you can't hey, you can't take this magic unless you got, I don't know, some technology that I'm aware of. So I'm very secure in the fact that I will continue to bring value to you all, my audience, and my clients and my students, because this is my passion. This is my joy. And I love doing what it is that I love, that I get the opportunity to live that out, and that you all give me that opportunity. So, $1 million blueprint. Let's get into it. That's weird. Just saw that look. Anyway, let's get into it. Now's the time. We are about to go next week. We're going into full-on sales mode. Okay, so it's been a tremendous success thus far in our awareness campaign. I can't even tell you how many attention's been funneled to it. Guys have been clicking on stuff, like the back end of this thing is looking like a Christmas tree. It's all lit up with activity. So we know y'all care about it. We know you want it. And so now, who's going to be the TSD? Who's going to be the supplier, the technology company that's going to adopt it first? Because I'm telling you right now, now's your opportunity to get ahead of your competition. Because if you don't get it, they're going to get it. And whoever gets it, they're going to be building that affinity. They're going to be building that connection. They're going to be building a deeper relationship with the people that sell your product. And more importantly, or equally as important, they're going to be driving revenue, because this is built. to drive revenue, baby. It's not just some lip service. Okay? Thank you all for watching, and hope you got something beneficial from this that you can apply to your own business. If you are a trusted advisor, an MSP, a technology consultant, you need to get in this. So let them know. You can certainly buy it for yourself, but you know what's better than buying it for yourself? Having someone else foot the bill. Tell them, don't give me no steak dinners. No more steak dinners. Keep your steak dinners for the rest of the year. Get me some education. Help me to grow my business. Because last time I checked, steak dinners don't grow business. All right, peace out.